Do you ever find that your fried chicken gets soggy after a little while and you're like, I want it to stay crispy because I'm taking it on a picnic, or I just want it to be the crispiest fried chicken ever? Well, if that's the case, then you should try today's recipe. It's a variation on Korean fried chicken where we toss the chicken in a little bit of rice flour, that's what I just did, and then make a rice flour and regular flour batter before frying it. It's really good and you guys should give it a try. In this bowl is a 3-pound chicken that I've cut up into pieces, and I tossed it with just a little bit of rice flour just to start drying it out, and some salt and pepper. And then what you do is you make a batter. Come on, let me toss it. Season your chicken. You like to season as you go. That way every layer is flavor. Set it aside and then make your batter. The batter has a half a cup of rice flour. We tested this with rice flour, cornstarch, all-purpose, and we found that the rice flour gives the crispest crust as well as the most beautiful golden color. And it turns out that's what they use in Korean fried chicken, so it's not like we discovered anything, but we did find out that it really does work the best. So that was a half a cup, and this is a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Whisk that together. Add a half a teaspoon of kosher salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Now, oftentimes, like in a southern fried chicken, I mean, I probably shouldn't go out there and say this since I don't really know everything about every kind of chicken. But in like a southern pan fried chicken, usually what you do is you soak it in buttermilk overnight or something like that, and then you just toss it in flour. This method utilizes more of like a tempura batter method. So you make a batter and then you fry it, but you fry it twice, kind of like you're making French fries, where you cook it through first and then brown it afterwards, and it comes out amazing. I'm heating my oil right now to 350 degrees. Right now it's at 320, and I'm almost ready to start frying, so I'm going to turn it up and then add 3/4 cup of water to my dry ingredients. Whisk. It's a pretty thin batter, you'll see, and if you let it sit just a little while, it starts thickening up. The rice flour in there really absorbs a lot of that water. So it seems really super thin, and then after a while it's like slightly less thin. Okay, it's really close to 350, so now I'm gonna start dipping my chicken in the batter, turn to coat, then you let it drip off. You don't want it too thick, and then into the oil. It should cook through but not start getting too golden at 350 for about 6 minutes. Few pieces at a time probably. And then when you add the chicken, it's going to reduce the temperature of the oil, and you might want to moderate it a little bit, but it's okay because like I said, what you're trying to do at this step is cook the chicken through. So if it drops down, you're not looking for goldenness at this step. You need the higher temperatures for goldenness and the lower temperatures to cook it through without burning it. So if it drops down, it's okay. You can moderate it a little or turn the heat up to get it, I would say, between like 325 and 340. And then what you're going to do is take this chicken out and return the heat to 350 for the second frying. This piece is ready. You take it out and put it into a colander just to drain. And as you remove pieces, you can add more. Just don't want your pot overflowing. Oil overflowing onto your stove will definitely cause a fire, and that will not be pretty. You will be very unhappy. So what's happening is the crust is getting solid. It's taking on a tiny bit of color, but that's okay. And I'm just going to take it out and drain it with the rest. Finish the rest of these. Now that they're all drained in the colander, you can transfer them to a paper towel lined baking sheet. This is just to further drain them. Okay, now you just let this drain. Return your oil to 350 degrees for the second frying. All right, so it's 350 now, the oil, again, I'm gonna put the chicken back in. It's gonna finish cooking through, and it's gonna get crispy and golden brown. Now it's already warmed up, so it's not gonna reduce the temperature of the oil as much. That's one of the keys to this, I think. I mean, I'm no scientist. It should take another like 6 minutes for small pieces and maybe up to 8 minutes for the larger pieces, but monitor it because it completely depends. And if your oil does spike up really high, you can add a little bit more cool oil to bring the temperature down. I found that's the only real way to get your oil to reduce in temperature quickly. You know, you see all these bubbles and all this like crazy excessive bubbling? That's gonna die down as the moisture cooks out of the chicken. And that's how you know it's starting to be more fully cooked, right? There's all of this moisture in raw chicken, and that's what causes that crazy bubbling. All right, I'm really excited because look at the color on that. It's like this sort of slightly redder than normal fried chicken color, which is so enticing and amazing. And it's like crispy shell. It's amazing. Now what you want to do is you drain this on a wire rack. I mean, you can put it back onto the paper towels, but I think that you get a better drain on the wire rack. All right, so then just pull them out as they're done. I mean, look at that. Is that not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? It's so enticing. I can't believe it. So this is one chicken. Theoretically is enough to serve like 4 people, but I mean, look at it. Do you think you're gonna want to share? Sprinkle with flaky salt before all the oil gets absorbed so that it sticks a little bit. All right, guys. Not only is this going to be the most beautiful fried chicken that you have ever made, it's going to be the most delicious, it's going to be the crispiest, it's going to be your favorite. Enjoy. You heard that, right? I'm like so crispy. Can't even believe it. And juicy.